use everything that is happening as what I talked about before, which was teachable moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to use everything like this happened. Okay, what can I learn from that situation? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that others see the world? And it's a world of fear and pain for a lot of people.
Yes.
Scared of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to not live in that world, right? I don't want to live in that world of fear and pain and being scared. And I do fear things, and I do experience pain, and I do have things that I worry about from time to time. But it's not positive. It's not a good place to be. You don't set good examples with the wrong kind of concern, which is fear over things that we can't control. Unfortunately, we have to let people make their decisions and let them live with those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said earlier, everyone thinks they know what. Everyone seems to think they know what's best. We need to get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some options are better than others.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some things are better quality. Obviously, we hopefully are going to learn from people who know more than us what is better. But it sort of works a bit like music, where everybody hears something different. Yeah, everybody likes something different. Everybody's attracted to something else, and it's not just something that exists only in music, but something that exists all throughout life, where we all hear things differently and see things differently and are attracted to things differently. And best example is a positive example, really. So it's very easy to be crushed by life. We've all seen it happen to people. Yeah. We've all seen people not get through. We've all seen people not survive. We've all seen people have problems that they couldn't live with or deal with. And yeah, I mean, when your children get sick, you will do anything to help them, right? And it really shows the value that exists in the world when things like that happen. And here's a thought. I'll give you a thought here. In conflicts between people, people don't really understand what they're communicating. And that's the basis of conflict, is bad communication between people. Somehow, somewhere, at some point, there was bad communication, and that is what has resulted in the conflict. But most of the time when people communicate in a situation of conflict, they are exposing themselves. And what this means is that they're showing other people what they fear and how they can be hurt. And this is why we need to avoid conflict at all costs. Because when we get involved or engaged in conflict, we automatically expose our weaknesses to other people. And the world is such that many will take advantage of those weaknesses. And the only way to avoid showing your weaknesses to other people, and everybody has weaknesses, is to not engage in the conflict. To let it be, as the Beatles
said. Let it be.
Oh, it's so true. It is so true. It's just an everlasting truth. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be. Yeah, and yeah, it's a great. Simple is beautiful, right? And that the message there is eternal. That when you engage in conflict, you bring yourself down, and you become weaker, and you become exposed, and it's not good for anybody to put themselves in that situation. Everybody needs to be able to defend themselves, for sure, but you must always engage with other people on your own terms. Right? You must engage on your own terms, which means that you do what you know that you can do. And you don't go out of your space or out of your depth, or too far away from what is safe in that kind of situation. Everybody has to learn that in one way or another, that there are other roads and there are other paths through problems. And also, it's the dark side of business, right? Because a lot of people in marketing will tell you, if you want to sell something to people, you have to find out what is hurting them and then sell something to ease the pain. Yeah. And if there's no pain, then you can't sell anything to people, right? That's why over the last year, sales of alcohol have exploded worldwide. Because it's the simplest way to kill the pain in a temporary manner. And and so a lot of business is sold on the idea of solving problems. What will you do with your time? You will do this with your time. This will solve your problem. And it might or it might not. Usually it doesn't. It's back to the principle that simple is beautiful, and and that I was listening to our previous conversation, and I really think it's very important for people to understand that simple and complicated are the same thing, because we talked about that before. That simple, complicated are the same thing. It's two sides.
Yes.
People just don't they don't get it, right? They don't get it at all. That there's more. There's always more happening than we can understand, and we filter the world in a very simplistic way. Even to understand things like bad and good, we filter it in a very simplistic way. Like in the old films, the good cowboys had a white hat, and the bad cowboys had a black hat.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was how you knew who was good and who was bad. It was it was simplified to try to make something which is complicated much easier for people.